When you're renting a place in Japan, aren't you mostly worried about the initial contract? What's key money? Do I need a guarantor? Will I get my security deposit back? Of course those are important, but the time when problems are most likely to happen is actually when you move out. And the thing that often becomes a hot topic during move-out is the move-out inspection. Haven't you seen online stories saying you shouldn't attend the inspection, or you'll be at a disadvantage if you go? If you're planning to live in Japan, you really need to understand this part, or you might lose money in the end. Today, I'm going to explain what a move-out inspection in Japan actually is, and whether it's really better not to attend. And I'll also cover what foreigners should do to avoid losing money. I'll break it all down for you. First, for those of you wondering, what even is a move-out inspection? Let me explain. In Japan, when you move out, it's common for the tenant and the landlord, or the property management company, to check the condition of the room together. That's what's called a move-out inspection. The purpose is simple. It's to check on the spot where there are damages, what's dirty, and who should pay for it. Specifically, after all your furniture has been moved out, in the empty room, a representative from the management company comes with a checklist. With a professional eye, they carefully check things like peeling wallpaper, dent in the floor, and mold around the water areas. In other words, it's a confirmation process to prevent disputes later. The inspection is a process to make sure both the tenant and landlord agree before completing the move-out. If you don't confirm things there, you might later be told one-sidedly. This damage is your responsibility. So the inspection isn't just a formality, it's a moment directly connected to your money. But recently on social media, there have been stories about people being unfairly charged high repair fees during inspections. Seeing that, some people start thinking, you're better off not attending, or even it's better to just return the keys and leave. So in this part, we'll look at whether it's better not to attend is actually true, and I'll explain the pros and cons of attending an inspection. First, something important. Under Japanese law, you are not obligated to attend the inspection when moving out. In principle, the inspection is not mandatory, so it's not illegal if you don't attend. There are 3 main advantages to not attending. 1. Flexibility with your time. You can handle the move-out process on your own schedule, so you don't have to coordinate an inspection date with the landlord or management company. 2. Reduced stress. Face-to-face inspections can feel tense or stressful. Without it, you don't have to speak directly with the representative or landlord, which reduces mental pressure. 3. Faster processing. Since you record the property's condition with photos or videos and submit them online, the process can sometimes move quickly. But here's the important part. The biggest risk of not attending is that you can't argue or clarify things on the spot. Here are 4 disadvantages of skipping the move-out inspection. 1. The risk of unfair charges. If you're not there in person, you can't check the condition of the room yourself. That means the landlord could potentially charge you high repair fees without you being able to confirm the damage or dirt on the spot. 2. Lack of evidence. If there were scratches before you moved in, or if something is just normal wear and tear from daily life, you won't have the chance to point that out. And once it's over, it becomes really hard to argue your case later. 3. A reduced security deposit refund. In Japan, the security deposit is generally returned after you move out, but repair costs are deducted from it, so the amount you get back can decrease. And in some cases, if you're not there to explain your side, you might even be charged more than your deposit. 4. Lack of communication. If you don't meet face-to-face, you may not get a detailed explanation about the condition of the property or why certain repairs are considered necessary. The breakdown of costs and the reasons behind them might not be explained clearly, and later you could end up thinking, wait, no one told me that. So basically, not attending the inspection means giving up your chance to see everything with your own eyes. The inspection isn't an obligation, but it is your right. Now let's talk about this. In the end, should you attend the inspection or not? Generally speaking, if you're a foreign resident in Japan, it's better to attend. Why? Because of the language barrier. That's exactly why having the chance to confirm everything on the spot is so important. if you want to avoid unfair charges, if you want to get back as much of your deposit as possible, or if you're not used to the Japanese rental system, it's much safer to be there in person. Of course, sometimes it's just not possible. In that case, appointing someone you trust as your representative is one option. You can ask a friend who understands Japanese, or even a professional to attend the inspection on your behalf. And something you absolutely must do is collect thorough evidence. Record a video of the entire room, the walls, the floors, the ceiling, the kitchen, and the bathroom. So everything. Make sure it's saved in a way that shows the date, and don't sign anything on the spot if you don't fully understand it. Take it home and review it. That's not rude, it's completely your right. Next, I'll talk about 4 points foreigners should be careful about when moving out. 1. The language barrier. Contracts and move-out settlement statements contain a lot of technical terms. If your Japanese isn't perfect, misunderstandings can happen. If possible, ask for an English version of the documents. Use a translation app. Have someone you trust sit with you. 2. Cultural differences. Security deposits may basically be refundable, but key money is not. Many contracts require 1 month's notice before moving out. If you don't follow that, you might be charged additional rent. If the contract states that house cleaning fees are the tenant's responsibility, then you are obligated to pay them. In many cases, returning the keys equals the end of the contract. If you don't know these rules, you could lose money. 3. Isolation due to lack of information. Real estate information is still mostly available only in Japanese, so if you have trouble with real estate or daily life, check whether there's a foreign resident consultation center or a foreign resident support center near you. These centers support foreign residents in Japan in various languages, not just English. 4. The risk of leaving without notice. No matter the situation, leaving without notifying anyone can cause serious trouble. When you plan to move out, always contact the management company or landlord and inform them of your move-out date and the reason. Finally, I'll introduce some preparations and real examples of trouble so you don't lose money when moving out. The inspection day is the day you hand over the room. Finish moving out by that day. Cancel your electricity, gas, and water services, and clean the place beforehand. In Japan, the impression of cleanliness really matters. Remember the term obligation to restore to original condition. It means the obligation to restore damage caused by your intentional acts or negligence. But normal wear and tear from everyday living is the landlord's responsibility. If you don't understand this, you might end up paying for things you shouldn't have to. There are cases like these: being charged an extremely high cleaning fee, being blamed for damage that existed before moving in, being told that normal wear and tear is the tenant's responsibility. There are 3 solutions. Have evidence, check your contract, and if you don't understand something, don't sign it if necessary. I also recommend using a consultation service. I know moving in requires a lot of paperwork and effort, but do you see now that moving out also requires proper preparation? Let's quickly look back at what we talked about today. The inspection isn't an obligation, it's a right. You can choose not to attend, but you lose the chance to confirm things yourself. Especially for foreigners, it's better to have that chance to confirm. And here's the most important thing: moving out actually starts the moment you move in. Take photos the day you move in. Understand your contract. Know the rules. Just doing that can greatly reduce problems at the end. Japanese rentals are unique, but if you know the rules, they're not scary. On mooovin, you can search for apartments in Japan from anywhere in the world. We offer support in Japanese, English, Chinese, and Vietnamese. So be sure to check out our official website from the link in the description. If you thought this video was helpful or interesting, please subscribe and hit the like button. Well then, see you in the next video. I'm cheering with all my heart for your happy life in Japan. Bye bye.